introduce yourself? Tell us how long you've been in the gem industry and what associations are you with and any titles, please?
Thank you very much. And my name is Hilmy and I am the chairman of GEMS Sri Lanka. I've been in the gem industry for 40 years. Actually, it's third generation, and my father he was a rough dealer, so I have very good knowledge about rough stones, and I have been working with other associations also a long time before, and it's a long journey.
With the Sri Lankan expertise in rough, not just rough from Sri Lanka, but rough from Africa, rough from all over the world, how does that position Sri Lanka in the global supply chain, and what advantages does that give Sri Lanka industry?
Sri Lanka's gem industry is maybe very, very old industry, and Sri Lankan gem merchants have a lot of experience in rough stones, like not only mining, and even mining, like we'll start from mining, like Sri Lankan mining is like very deep and old traditional methods and everything, but now they are using mechanized mining also. But I think like Tanzania, Mozambique, Madagascar, they also copied from Sri Lanka. The Sri Lankan dealers have upper hand compared to other countries' gem dealers, because Sri Lankan gem industry is quite long, very old, and also like if we start from mining, Sri Lankan traditional methods are copied from other countries also, like Tanzania, Mozambique, Madagascar. When I was like maybe 10-15 years ago, when the Madagascar started, some of the dealers, they were asking a lot of questions, taking pictures and everything about Sri Lankan mines, how they are doing mining. And now of course we have mechanized mining also in Sri Lanka, and the Sri Lankans have an upper hand because not only in the mining, like how to identify the stone, like how to cut a stone, the knowledge of cutting and the polishing, it's very, very important. So out of all the producing countries, color stone producing countries, I would say Sri Lanka is number one in knowledge of cutting rough stones and polishing. So now let's say in Madagascar, they are still doing small mines, but still the way they are doing mining is not like the way that we are doing in Sri Lanka. And I'm not talking about the mechanized mining, but color stone, sometimes some mines you can't do, like, you know, huge diamond mines like that you cannot do. It is not possible because it's small pockets are there in the rough stones where it is available. So anyway, compared to all these markets, I think Sri Lankans are doing better than other dealers, because very specially because of the rough knowledge. And I can give you a very good example, very good point. That is, now in rough auctions, where there are a lot of big companies, they are selling in auctions the rough stones. But those stones are carefully sorted. So anyone can see the book and just guess the price, and okay, they can give a bid. But if the stones are not sorted, I think maybe very few dealers who can do other than the Sri Lankans, because Sri Lankan, we know how to sort the stones, and each and every stone is different, and each and every stone you have to calculate it different. That knowledge everybody doesn't have in the gem industry. That is a very important point.
This knowledge of rough and how successful Sri Lankans are at buying around the world, have you ever seen a time with such a discrepancy in the supply of especially fine quality material versus the global demand? Do you see a large spread in that?
Actually speaking, the Sri Lanka is the only country, for my knowledge and my 40 years experience, where you get big stones, big sizes, color stones, not semi-precious, mostly precious stones, like, you know, sapphires and cat's eyes and the chrysoberyls and everything. Like, you know, in the rough you get sometimes even I have seen kilos also, but normally good stones like up to 1,000, 2,000 carat a piece, very good fine qualities. I mean, you have to clean it and get it, but still you can get 100 carat sapphire, 50 carat or 200 carat sapphire or 100 carat cat's eye, it's possible. But in other countries, from my experience, like Madagascar, Mozambique, very, very, very rare, very extremely rare. So big sizes, Sri Lanka is the source for my knowledge. I have never seen any other country producing large stones like Sri Lanka.
I know, like Guild is, you're very excited about Gem Sri Lanka, the show coming up. With the demand being so high and the availability of fine quality material, can you express, especially to the Chinese, how important it is to come to a show like this, how this show is different in the supply chain?
Yes, for the Chinese, it is very important to come to Sri Lanka to buy, because Sri Lanka is a market where you can find Sri Lankan goods, African goods like Madagascar, Tanzania, Kenya, Mozambique, Nigeria, sometimes Australia, and maybe other sources also. So because Sri Lankans are all over mining area in the world. Wherever stone is produced, Sri Lankans are there to buy the rough. So everybody brings the rough to Sri Lanka, and mostly they bring it to China Fort, Beruala. And Beruala, the China Fort, is a trading center for all the finished stones, and whatever the rough stones what the dealers bringing from abroad, they cut and polish and sell it in this market. So it is important to come to Sri Lanka. There will be all type of stones available, and very especially in Beruala Patte market.
Would you say that Beirula is a dealer source, a global dealer source, and that Beirula often gets the rough and those stones first enter the market from Beirula globally?
Yes, because whoever goes to Africa, when they bring the stone, they can't just sit and wait or keep it in the safe. They have to cut, polish and sell it, and they have to get the money quickly and go back again. So it's like, you know, in Beruala, everybody is, the people who are producing, they are in a selling mood. They're in a selling mood. They don't want, they are not collectors. And they need money, they have to sell it soon, and they need money to go back again, start the purchasing again. So that's why this is a good place to buy color stones.
Would you say that the Gem Sri Lanka, the show in Beirula, it is a show where dealers from around the world come to buy for inventory that will go in other shows?
Let's say like Hong Kong show or even Bangkok show, Singapore, everywhere, or the American show. For every shows, they need goods. So, but Sri Lanka, the Beruala is a source for those goods. So people who are doing shows in other countries, they have to come to Sri Lanka. They have to come to Beruala also to buy the stones, because Beruala is let's say like a primary market.
Would you say then that for Chinese people in the industry, no matter where they are in the supply chain, a gem wholesaler, a retailer, a designer or jewelry manufacturer, if they come to Beirula and the Beirula show, this is an opportunity for them to see the stone first, to see the stones that first enter the market?
Yes, because always Beruala is, since it is a manufacturing place, you will see the stones immediately, all fresh mostly. And also, like I said, nobody can hold the stone and sit and wait, because everybody has to sell it. So they will sell. So it's always there will be fresh goods in the market. And one important thing, now let's say in Sri Lanka, if there's a new mine opened up, that will be there immediately. Next few weeks, it will be there. And if there's a new mine opened up in any other countries, it will be there very soon in Beruala. So that means it's quite fresh. And sometimes, you know, some African mines will survive only maybe a few months or maybe maximum 1 year. So those materials will come and go quickly. So So these type of goods to see, and sometimes, you know, in a lifetime you get once to see that material, because that particular mine will be over within few months. So it's a good opportunity to see that type of stones. I mean, within a short period. Within a short period to see, you know, that type of stones, you have to be lucky, because after some time it is gone. It won't come again in this world.
The experienced Chinese buyers, of course, come to Beirula, the experienced wholesalers, they'll be coming to the show. But can you reassure, let's say, Chinese wholesalers that aren't experienced at buying internationally, or even retailers and designers or investors, can you reassure them that the Beirula show is a place where they will be met with people that will share knowledge? They'll see all the goods at once. They'll be able to compare prices. It's an excellent opportunity for the novice in global color stone buying to come.
Beirula is a very important place, San, and so far we have not seen many designers coming to China Port. But I hope the Chinese designers will come. But anyway, the European, the French or American designers, they would have come and gone, but whatever the goods they are using in their designs are mostly from Beirula. So like not today, for like, you know, maybe last 40-50 years, definitely. From, I think the Sri Lankan the gem production started to boom in 60s. So maybe from 60s, during that period there was no Tanzanian production, maybe very little, maybe semi-precious. Then not many Mozambique or Madagascar, Kenyan productions. Those are mostly semi-precious. The stones that those designers were using, mostly Sri Lankan goods. So I hope these Chinese will make use of this Beirula, and they can do a lot with the Beirula gem trade, and also from Sri Lanka. With all the Sri Lankans, they can do a lot of business.
Can you recommend this show as an excellent opportunity for potential Chinese buyers to come and meet the officials of the association, some of the leaders of the industry in Beirula, and to make a resource connection, to be able to gain from their knowledge and their experience and connect for not just the show, but buying in the future, because everyone is in one place?
Definitely yes. Because I think the Chinese or any other association, even not only Chinese, anybody can come and meet the Beirula Association members and everything. We are open to help anybody, because we want to work with everybody, and also at this time our country needs a lot of exports, and I hope we will do our best to improve that. And we are always welcome and open to work with anybody and do our best to the industry.
So Gem Sri Lanka, would you say this is the great opportunity for the experienced buyer all the way to the new buyer to get into the global color gemstone supply chain at the source?
Yes, because since we have the first-hand fresh goods always coming into the market, and there'll be a lot of varieties and stones from different countries, I think it's useful, very important for the dealers.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.